All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello to the ladies of the Scale to Six Figures Facebook group. I am here live with my client, Jasmine Harris. And I feel like we're doing one of those news interviews where it's like joining me live, but not really live because we are quarantined. Um,
So true.
you guys are having a great week. I mean, you gotta make this thing fun. You gotta continue to put some laughter into your business. So I'm glad to be doing this success interview today. So what we're going to be talking about today is really how you can be inspired by the women in our community who are really crushing it with their sales and rocking their business. So that's the point of these interviews that I've been doing. And you know what? You guys have already been telling me that the last success interview was really inspirational for you. So guess what? I'm going to keep doing them. So today, I just like to welcome Jasmine Harris. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
So Jasmine is one of my amazing clients, and we have worked together in a few different programs, and she is definitely a sales queen. So I know how awesome you are, Jasmine, but would you go ahead and share with everyone a little bit about what you do?
Wonderful. Thank you, Rosetta. My name is Jasmine Harris, and I'm the founder and CEO of Jasmine Harris Coaching. And essentially, I help middle and senior level professionals to fulfill their career dreams, whether that be claiming their next power promotion, shifting entirely to a different organization or company, or really solidifying how they show up in their current role.
Awesome. I love it. So, a career coach, but not your regular career coach. You really do go deep with your clients. And I know because I get to hear about it in all of our calls. So, in terms of your business, like what types of programs do you offer? We're talking about high end offers. Remember, you guys. So, we're talking about offers that are $1,000 or more. So, what do you offer in your business in terms of your career coaching programs?
Yes, so my main high-end offer is my Land Your Dream Job 90-day private coaching program. And essentially, this is a program that allows me to dig really deeply in with a client through a series of private coaching calls. They receive a ton of different exercises and also on the scene assignments. So as we're digging into what's happening in real time for them and their career work, I am able to provide them with techniques that I have used in my own personal experience to have successful opportunities in my career, and also check in with them about how they are receiving and handling the exercises as we go through sort of 12 different components of landing your dream job.
Wow. I mean, it sounds really in depth. And we were talking about this with my last interview with Chanel. That the way that you structure your program obviously is what allows your clients to have those types of results. So, what has been some of the results that your clients have had in terms of the program? I'm saying that because I know you just had some big wins with your clients.
Yeah.
So, you want to share just a tidbit or two about how the program is helping them?
Sure. So I just want to start off by saying how impressed I am with my clients. I mean, these are individuals who are really showing up and are committed to themselves and to the next stage that they want for their careers. And that's so critical for being able to really have success in any program. But I think specifically, I help them to really see themselves in the light in the next stage of what they want. So rather than staying stuck in a mindset around what they currently have or the role that they are currently in, I help them to envision what their dream is and also the process and the steps necessary to make that dream come true. So one of my clients has received offers from multiple search firms. We have not reviewed and completed the entire program yet, but by her shifting her focus and her mindset, she's already attracting offers, and this had never happened before in her career. So she just received the highest offer she has gotten in her 20 plus year career just this week. And she is completing interviews like many of my clients via FaceTime and via Zoom. So even in this day and age, even with the technical difficulties and challenges that everyone is facing in the workplace, there are still employers, plenty of them, them, looking to find ideal candidates for the roles that they had to fill. And I feel very excited of how my clients are taking the bull by the horns, so to speak, and really diving in so that they can show up as the number one candidate, the number one employee for their future employers.
That is amazing. I know we were talking yesterday about how like employers are doing these interviews, during this coronavirus quarantine and everything. Like, we're on Zoom. Zoom is still working. Your dream job is still out there. And so I love that you shared that, because a lot of people some people are feeling afraid that they can't deliver their coaching program to people who are being affected. And also, just for your audience, they may be feeling like they have to put their job search on hold. And none of that is true.
Not at all.
Anything is possible for those who are willing to move forward and do the work and take action. Yeah. So speaking of doing the work, how many clients have you gotten so far this year?
So I've gotten 8 clients so far this year.
That is incredible.
Thank you. Thank
Incredible.
you. Really phenomenal. And a number of them have been referrals from either existing clients or colleagues of mine who noticed when I set up that I was offering a program and offering this Land Your Dream Job program. And they immediately went to their friends and others in their networks to say, as they were offering their struggles about what they're facing in their careers, hey, I know someone who can help. And I know someone who I believe in and who I trust who can help you through this process.
Yep, for sure. And it's so amazing how the word can spread when you start putting yourself out there. Sometimes you probably get people who book discovery calls and you're like, who is this person? I don't know this person. Where do they come from? Right.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. And again, I want you guys to really understand and know that you don't need dozens of clients to make the kind of money that you want to make. When you're charging appropriately and you have a high-end offer that's $1,000 or more, emphasis on the or more, you don't need that many clients to reach your financial goals, or at least to make more money to put on top of the salary that you guys are already earning. So let's get into some details. How you got these 8 clients, right? So the way that we sell high-end offers is through discovery calls. People schedule a call to speak with you. They talk to you about their problems with their job search. They talk to you about their goals for their career. Mm-hmm. How do you get people to book the discovery calls? How do you get them on your calendar?
Yeah, I mean, great question. I think that one of the things that I know, Rosetta, you talk about a lot that's so critical is really showing up consistently. But also I almost always, and if I don't, then it's intentional, include a call to action in my post. So in probably 90 to 95% of my posts, you immediately see my Calendly link, www.calendly.com/Jasmine Harris Coaching, where you can book a discovery call. And so even if I receive a message in Facebook Messenger from a colleague or friend who wants to refer someone to me, I can immediately send them to a post and include my Calendly link so that there is no extra burden for someone being able to access me and get help with their dream job.
I love that. And you guys notice that she has her Calendly scheduling link memorized. So many times it's like a lot of entrepreneurs, they don't expect that people are going to be reaching out to them. So they like have to find their links and they don't know. And then they give the person the wrong link and then they miss out on the opportunity. But Homegirl has her link memorized. Okay. So you're doing your content, you're posting on social media, and you're getting people to reach out to you, and then you give them the link to book a call. Yeah. So inquiring minds want to know, like, what type of content is working best for you right now?
No, great question. So I think I like to really tap into kind of how I feel at the moment and what I'm picking up on from my colleagues, friends, and others in my network about what their real life struggles are. And it's interesting, Rosetta, because I got a new client through a discovery call on Monday night, and we had her first session on Tuesday night because she already had a couple of interviews that she really needed to prepare for. Throughout the weekend, I was posting about interviewing. And this is one of the stickiest points clients for, I think, Black women in particular, because we are so accustomed to being invisible. We are so comfortable playing roles that are behind the scenes. And in an interview, you don't have that luxury. You don't have that option. And so really being able to put your best foot forward by understanding what you bring to the table is critical. And I outline that both in free webinars that I've provided, as well as the posts that I share. A few tips here and there, along with just tapping into what their real experience is. And then as I'm shifting, really tapping into the success that my clients are having based on using this expertise.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's just a good example of how the type of content that you're posting will attract the type of client who needs what you're sharing about. Like, obviously, you were demonstrating that you know a lot about interviewing, and the person who needed help with that reached out to you. So that was awesome. When it comes to platforms, a lot of people are always wondering about what platforms they should be on. So if you could, look at your platforms and see where most of your people are coming from, where would you say, would it be Instagram or Facebook, or your referrals? Where would most people be coming from?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I'm processing the analytics as well. And I find that it's a combination. I have, 1,600 plus followers on Facebook, and I've gotten leads through Facebook. It's really easy for people to tag me quickly in a message on Facebook Messenger when they have a referral that they'd like to share with me. I'm on Instagram. Several of my clients came directly from Instagram. And I think sometimes people underestimate that platform. But in actuality, I have myself purchased more things from Instagram than I have from any other platform. And so in thinking about my habits as a consumer, I guess it would make sense that others also show similar patterns. And then with LinkedIn as well, I think LinkedIn allows someone to have a little bit deeper of an understanding of who I am, because they can see my credentials in my profile. And that it also has allowed people to, one, connect with me, but then see how closely I'm related to others within their network. And I think that fosters like a certain level of trust.
Yeah, that's such a good point, that people can see who you're connected with on most of these platforms. Facebook, it shows you what friends you have in common. LinkedIn shows the connection. So that is amazing. I think that something that people forget is that we're connected on all platforms, right? You never know who's going to come from where. Some people, they might hang out more on Facebook, so they'll see your posts more. Some people are more on LinkedIn. So it's important to have a profile everywhere. You're one of the examples, Jasmine, that I mentioned when people are like, I got to have a website, because I think that you still don't have a website, right?
I have a domain, but I have not published it yet.
Right.
I haven't found the need to.
Yeah.
Because you've been right all along in the Sales Queen and the Sales Queen modules and things that you provide, that it's the content itself is so powerful, and the way that I deliver it. A website is just one platform, and they are all platforms that serve a lot of people. So,
right. I can't tell you the last time someone actually went to my website. I mean, I had a fancy one. It's just like, if it's working to get people to contact you from social media, why not do that, right? So
right.
For those of you out there, hint, hint, who are thinking that you needed a website to get clients, I just want you to hear what's being shared here today, because as long as you're showing up everywhere you have a platform, you could still get a lot of clients that pay you a lot of money. So, speaking of programs, I would love to know what has helped you the most in terms of, like, you were a year ago or 6 months ago, even, you're in a different place in your business. You have really taken the Sales Queen trainings to heart, and, been improving, constantly and consistently. What would you say has helped you the most in terms of the programs, given the training and the templates and the things that we've been talking about? What's helped you the most in order for you to get clients?
Well, can I just say that, first of all, your compliment is like the best compliment one could hope to receive from their coach. So thank you. I'm really taking that to heart. And I think that, the mindset piece is so critical to continue to tap into. The shift happened for me when I started to take myself more seriously, not in the sense that my content wasn't serious or wasn't valuable, but really taking it seriously that, no, there are people out here who really need what I have to offer. There are people who are so frustrated in their workplaces, and that has numerous consequences for their family life, for their home lives, etc. And so if we really want to help people live and thrive, then their career is a huge part of it. And
Yeah.
so by taking myself more seriously and committing to show up in a more consistent way, it has allowed me to see this sort of compounded interest from investing in my efforts and in myself. Another thing that I'd like to point out is that I have been in a sort of mixed place in how I view social media. So I am a very open and bubbly person, but I'm also a very private person. And so using social media platforms to constantly put out everything that I'm doing, from, what color lipstick do I want to wear today, to which shoes are the best. Some people just love putting all of their information out there, and that had never been how I approach social media. So
Mhm.
a big shift for me that you would say a lot is, how do you use social media as a business tool? Don't look at it as just a social engagement tool, but look at them as business tools. And that's just helped me to feel more grounded and rooted, that I have a different purpose. It is not a confusing purpose. It's not an egotistical purpose. It is to really deliver to those who are ready and who need it, the services that they deserve.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. And to see the response of your network to your social media post was, I have to admit, it was a little surprising to me, because you had told me you didn't post on social media that much. And I remember I couldn't even find you on Instagram. I'm like, what's the name of your profile? I can't find you. But then when you started posting, it was like the floodgates opened. What do you think contributed to that happening?
I think part of it, it's really funny because so many of my loved ones and colleague and network members have said, I'm so happy that you're doing this, and it's about darn time. And I have friends who have said, like, you have been coaching me throughout my entire career, and without calling it that. And so they were ready. They were more ready than I was before I really knew that this was what, part of my next stage of my life would be. And I think that they were receptive to it because they appreciate my authenticity. I have literally lived the walk and talk the talk that I share with my clients, and they feel it, they know it, and I am with them every step of the way. One of my clients, for example, I told her to address her visibility issue, that I really wanted to see her put a post of herself on her social media platform. And it's funny because it's advice that I had received as well, but she did that today. And today is her birthday, and I'm so excited and happy for her, because that is such a huge step in really owning your worth and
Yeah.
stepping to the table, knowing what you have to offer. So leading with the example, but also seeing how much people believed in me before I even knew that there was a business for them to believe in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. I think that happens with a lot of people, and I try to share that with people, but it's hard to see before it happens. It's hard to see it happening, right? But for a lot of women entrepreneurs out there, it's like, if you wanted to be a coach, a consultant, provide, services, there you already have a network. Everybody has a network. But
Yes.
if you do not tell them that you have something to offer, they're not going to, read your mind and say, hey, can I buy something from you? You have to let them know. And for a lot of women, it's like, when you put it out there, you will see people coming out the woodwork. You would be like, I didn't know this person needed my help. Where did they come from? I'm always surprised by the people who maybe knew me back in a former life, my nonprofit life, and they come into my new world because I give them something to step into. So I think that what you said is so powerful, because you'll never know where those opportunities are until you start putting yourself out there. And I think that it may surprise many of you listening to see what would happen if you actually, put yourself out there fully and went all in with your business.
And Rosetta, what I would add as well is that when you really think about how we interact with each other, it's difficult for someone to ask for an hour or 12 hours of your time when you're connecting with each other at a party or a
Right.
social gathering, and yet they have needs. And so for a person who's much more self-aware, they don't want to take up your time at that social gathering or at the workplace to ask you 1,000 questions, even though they can see that you are wise or that you have something that that would really help them understand. And so I think you're absolutely right. By formalizing my program offer and by announcing it and making it available, it has allowed people who have been on the fringes of my life or who I have indirect connections with to really come to both get to know me more, but then also to get my direct service, my optimism, and other things that I offer in a more real way, that they don't feel guilty. They are exchanging what they have, their resources, for the value of what I have to offer.
Yeah, that's so good. So, I mean, given where you come from, you've learned a lot along this journey of building your career coaching business. What piece of advice would you have to give to the women listening who are, further behind you? They're still in the stages of, figuring out their offer, building up their mindset, figuring out how much to charge and everything else. Of course, they're considering, getting training and working with me, obviously, if you're listening to this. But, as someone who's seen all those stages and now you're, thriving in your business and just growing more and more, what piece of advice would you give to that woman who's a little bit behind you?
Yeah, so I want to offer something that's a little bit more like esoteric and then something that's really concrete. So my esoteric message would be that our ancestors did not go through everything that they went through for us to be in this modern time with so many avenues accessible to us to watch us be miserable. And so there are people watching you. If you have issues loving yourself, then imagine loving the others around you enough to know that they are watching what you are doing and that they are making determinations for their lives based on how they see you move. And so my niece is one of my biggest inspirations, my nieces and nephews. And my niece started her own hair braiding business and she started posting on Instagram. She created a new account. And when I said, "I'm so proud of you," she said, "Well, TT, you were the inspiration for me. I saw what you were doing, and so I decided I could do it too." She hasn't received any formal training, but she really does some awesome videos of the hair that she has been, braiding. And so that for me has really helped me think about the lineage that and the legacy that I want to leave behind. Like, how do I want to encourage all of those who I love to really own their gifts and step out into the world? And then I think a more sort of concrete piece is that you have something of value to offer. Someone wants it and needs it. It's just a matter of you. It's just a matter of time. So would you like to do it now, or do you want to wait longer? And I think that I've experienced different stages of moving back and forth in the creation and development of my business. But once I decided that there was no other option, I am meant to be a business owner. This is just the first of businesses that I plan to create for myself. Wait, world, wait until you see what else I come up with. And there's way too much money, moving hands and transitioning in legitimate ways for me not to carve out a bigger pie for myself and for those who I love. So I hope that encourages them to really take the next level, and encourages all of you to take yourselves more seriously in this endeavor. You can absolutely do it.
Yes. Amen. 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 We're getting some amens on the live stream here.
Oh, wonderful.
So it's just been such a pleasure, again, just to be, it's a privilege to be your coach and to see your growth and development. It's such a sacred relationship, I think, when someone, is in it, for a year, for two. I hope we, continue on. And there's nothing like someone who walks their talk. I think that the best coaches, the best consultants, that are out there, they get support. And the fact that you're able to support your clients so deeply is no accident that you also get that support for yourself. So I know there's going to be a lot of people who want to keep in touch with you and may also be looking for support as they build their career and get their dream job, because, most of my audience still has a full-time job while they're growing their business. So how can they find you and maybe book a call with you to learn more about how they can land their dream job?
Wonderful. Well, I have a Facebook page, www.facebook.com/ Jasmine Harris Coaching, and that's Jasmine with an E on the end, traditional spelling. And you are welcome to book a call with me at any time. I have 3 spots available to get started next month because I really believe in being able to deliver services to my clients. So I want to be able to dig in and go deeply with you because I understand that there might be multiple layers of different struggles and issues that you have. And there is no one like a coach who can help you not shift your focus from the past and from judging yourself for things that happened back then to really owning and getting excited about what this next stage is that you are writing, like literally in this moment, you're writing the next stage of your life. So I would love to be a part of helping you to craft what that storyline looks like. And you are invited to join me via Facebook.com/Jasmine Harris Coaching to book a call.
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you again for taking the time to share with us. You guys, we did all this in under 30 minutes. Yay, us.
Thank you so much, Rosetta, for having me. I really appreciate it. And I enjoy having you so much as my coach. So thank you
My pleasure.
for everything that you've done.
You're so welcome. So you guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for listening. And if you're considering hiring me to help you build your business and get similar results, then I would love to support you. And you know where to find me. But you can go to rosettathurman.com. And my phone is ringing, of course. We'll edit this out. If you want to work with me, call me on my phone during a live stream interview and we can schedule a call. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.